Now I'm back. Take that, YouTube limits. Alright, so now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna explain what I got going on here. So, I went ahead. Well, I guess first we'll just start from the top and work our way down. So, we need to find two positions where the values are the same. Then, the two values must not be farther than the argument k. So, if we have an input of nums 1, 2, 3, 1, and k of 3, the output will be true because we have 1 and 1 and they're less than 3 indexes apart. So there you go. Well, less than or equal to 3 indexes apart. So this would come out as true. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna erase this because I have like a lot too much going on for like I have more comments in code, okay? Need to figure something out. Alright, so I had some thoughts when I was first thinking about the problem. Sorting would not work, because my first instinct was sort. Sort, so I can figure out what numbers are duplicates. And I figured that'd just be a waste of my time, because the index is important. So sorting, out the picture. So then, any sort of like sorting, or any sort of searching method that you're going to use that requires the data to be sorted, completely out the door. So then, I wrote this just because when I was going through my code, I was doing it step by step in my head. So I was like, all right, first we got to iterate through. And then we're going to have to iterate through again because we're going to need 2 pointers. And then this, I ended up having some problems. So I did this, put this in here to debug so I could actually get a visualization of what's going on in my code. So there's that. The error, there was an error right here. So I was doing 1. I had this, which it was causing problems because if I've checked index 1 and index 2, I don't need to check index 2 and index 1. And additionally, I definitely do not want to check the index I'm already on because it's going to mess things up. Because then it's going to recognize num I as being num j, and it's going to freak out. So yeah, so it's important to do 1 more than the index that you're already on. And we go till the end of the bit. So that was my error there. So I can go ahead, I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to get rid of this. And like I was saying, so I was like, okay, I need to point at my screen like you can see. So I can use the mouse. So first, I was like, I need to iterate through, and then I'm going to have to iterate through a second time. And then I'm going to need to check if, so then I wrote my if statement, and then I'm like, alright, I'm just going to put the function placeholder here. And else, it's just going to continue, and then if it gets to the very end without finding any matches according to this, it's going to return false. So, my dumb self went ahead, and I tried to do it like this. It did not work. So I looked at it, I'm like, why do I don't need a function. It just needs to return true if those conditions are met. I don't need a function. I never needed a function in the first place. I just wrote it that way because I was trying to go step by step by step. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get rid of these print statements too, because it doesn't need to end up being in our final code. So then we're going to check this. This part was the easiest because they actually already gave us the conditional statement. So we'll go ahead, we'll try and delete that. So for I in the range of this, for j in the range of that, if the value of the index I equals index j, and it is the absolute value of I minus, it's less than 3 indexes, or less than k indexes away, or equal to, it's going to return true because that's what it wants. Otherwise, it's going to continue because we want to check the other numbers. And if I can go all the way through, then it's going to return false. So let's go ahead, copy and paste this on over into our leetcode. I'm gonna run it before I submit it just to make sure that, you know, there are no errors. You know, I did tinker around with it and delete stuff. You never know. Alright, so it looks like all of our cases are good. Before I submit, because I want to talk about this before I see any other results. Alright, let me pull up my code here. What took me so long to figure out, what really kind of like, I don't want to say like slowed me down, because it isn't slowing down. If you're thinking about something, and you're thinking about the best way to do it before you try to implement it, that's pre-planning. That is not... Oh my god, if I have learned anything dealing with like databases and frameworks and crap, pre-planning is so important. I can see why my instructors in coding boot class were always like, do pseudocode, do pseudocode, do pseudocode. Anyways, I was really hesitant. About implementing it in this fashion because of the double for loop. I know that is going to be like quadratic time, I think. A for loop and a for loop is quadratic time, I'm pretty sure. I still got the screen up. Okay, so that for loop and that for loop. I don't even know if you can see my mouse. Hold on. I'm just going to switch it on over. Alright. So the for loop and the for loop. Right in here. That's what I'm talking about. I was really, really hesitant on that because I was pretty sure it was going to put it in logarithmic time. Or no, logarithmic time's good. Quadratic time. Yeah, quadratic. Because it's not linear. Know that one. And it's not exponential. I'm pretty sure this is quadratic. A for loop and a for loop is quadratic. You know what? Yep, for loop and for loop quadratic 10. I'm not crazy. Institution. Okay, anyways, all joking aside. So yeah, I know that's not good. I did not like that because it didn't really show a lot of scalability. I'm very certain there's probably some sort of algorithmic strategy, algorithmic technique that you can use to not make this quadratic time. However, this was the first solution that I found for it. I'm going to run it and see what I get. Or I'm going to submit it, see what I get. It's judging really hard. What happened? Did I break leetcode? You know what? There must be something wrong with the implementation of my code. Because it is causing an error when I run it. Obviously one of the test cases does not work with my function. Okay. I will be right back. Bruh. So it's probably user error here. But this array is so huge. I think it's breaking VS Code because like this array is ridiculous. Like, this array is actually broken. It's too big. It is literally, I have no idea what's going on here. Uh, I really don't. My code worked for all the test cases until this one where this ridiculously huge array comes in. And the second one, this one comes in, everything catches on fire. Tokenization is skipped for long lines for performance reason. Is that what's going on here? What if I like... Oh, we're getting closer, guys. We are getting closer. Oh, we're getting closer. Closer again. Closer again. Closer again. I'm pause it because I'm getting close to running out of time here. Yeah, so I got it to recognize it as an array, but like let's look at this beast. Alright, that's a lot of freaking numbers, dude. It's making my IED freak out. Alright. So when I try to run the test, it doesn't register it on leetcode because it says that it takes too long. And yeah, it takes too long, dude. It's like catching on fire. In fact, my IED is so delayed, I need to delete this. Cause like, oh my god, I can actually press buttons and get instant reactions now. That was crazy. Obviously, I have to re-implement my code because the double. Well, I don't know, man, cause I knew that the double wasn't gonna work. The double for loop. Quadratic, it just is too much data to be calculating it at a quadratic complexity. This one only uses one for loop, except there was so much data my IED would have processed it. So I don't know, man. I can't return something that works. That array was just too big for me. I don't know, man. So I guess that's it. Not very satisfactory conclusion to that problem, but I found a solution that worked. I created a solution that worked. After having multiple problems, that huge array. Well, the thing about it is I couldn't even test it. Okay, I couldn't even test it because that number ruined my